Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the PUBG European League. It is the promos for 2020 season, well, phase 1, I guess, technically.
Season phase 1.
Season 2, phase 1. Don't really know the wording of it.
By the Samsung monitors, they're in
the
chairs.
C27 RG5 240 Hz of curved monitor, right there.
Is there anything else you'd ever want in life? That's it.
I would question myself if that was all I wanted in life, but maybe
achievable goals.
Maybe it's an achievable goal.
Let's aim real low and just be really proud of ourselves.
So obviously decent performance from both DA and GamerLegion. They got themselves much needed points, pumping themselves up in the hot chase for the top 4 positions. There is Maccandark from GamerLegion. They need many more points still to be in with a chance of contention. They're still in the 70-odd point region, and they've got to be chasing down 100 points still, still need some big matches. DA, though, they've given themselves a little bit of a chance there.
Because they were quite low down at the start of the day, if I'm not mistaken. So let me know where they're at. I'm kind of curious now what's been going on. So I want to see where they currently reside, if they have kind of built up enough. But the thing with DA is who's got that reach? Who's jumping up to the camera? I want to see if they can replicate that, because that was a nice win for them, but I felt like the scenario played out well enough that they could capitalize on it. And they're a team that if they see that chance, they will take it for sure. So it's not like they're a bad team by any means, but I want to see if they can forge those wins themselves, if they can create that space, if they can kind of keep that momentum building. Now, I'd love to see that, because they are a very good side. I want to see Mitraleius having that big game to supplement it too. That would be perfect for me.
He's just 6 points off, so I mean, they're 5th place. Yeah,
here we go. So they're right on the
They're
cusp.
right on the back. Obviously, train hard. You know, knokI doing a grand job for them. You know, snaking it in there. And I just took it to Hamster. He's like, yeah, that absolutely screwed us. Like that was like the thing that did them, because obviously
there's too many fights
in that situation. Once you get a knock, you know, you're never going to get that player back up unless it's like a really rare situation. So knokI really cost GamerLegion something there, because they kind of went down to that 1v1 at the end there. Hamster got the 1 knock, but the other player got him in the refrag instantly. So that's how it is sometimes. A decent circle though, haven't seen that one for a while, so happy to see it going down that way. We'll see where this one goes, obviously with different playing paths, etc. We'll see whether there's any adjustments. GamerLegion there with Velen behind them. Can they get more points? Is this the day they get the big charge? They're still, they're on 69 points and 105 points, so they're still 36 points off with 4 games to go. I would say that's almost insurmountable, but you never know. You never know.
That's the thing. You do never know. There's always that window of opportunity. There's that. It's everything has to go right, and you have to make it go right. You can't just be like, well, the circles weren't for us. That excuse doesn't cut it anymore. You have to make it work for yourselves. You have to find that form. Otherwise, you're going back home, you're playing at home on your PCs, you're not here, you're not in the studios, you're not under the lights, you're not winning the big prize money, you're not considered one of the best in the world.
The Finns on your screen back there a moment ago, ENCE 4 wins yesterday. Massive performance in day 3 here. Tempus, they had a big win on day 1. The Chicken Dinner World Tour done in a day. The first team to do it, and then ENCE matched it yesterday. Incredible stuff. ENCE and 7, they seem to be sort of in there. They've got a 25-point gap in the 1st and 2nd place over 3rd and 4th, so they feel confident. They feel in. You can start playing with a bit more freedom, and everybody else. Focus, attention required as we go back to Miramar for the final time of the promos.
Things start getting heated now in my eyes. This is when teams who are somewhat secured can start considering who are we going to make this harder for? Who would we like to get in here? Who makes it easier for us in the long run? And I love that stuff. Now, not everyone's going to do it. Yet to be seen. That'll probably be Erangel, if anything, because it's more controllable, I feel. But this is where it starts to begin. This is when you can start seeing teams consider it. I can imagine Set is a mile away from his boys, but fair enough. He's out. He's out and about. Maybe saw a vehicle. He's just going to grab that and kind of join them. But it is west to east. And does anyone change anything up here, or is this going to be par for the course?
Well, ToWzEra's a long drop at this rate. Anything further is not really doable, so we might see some adjustments. 7 are going back up to water treatment area. It's their sort of backup area. GamerLegion down to ToWzEra. DA have adjusted, so they're going up to El Azahar. it seems. That's sort of buffeting in with last crew by the looks of it. PG18 down to Impala again, a team that's still, as we were talking about, like, that was one of the games we thought we may see them step up, and then they just disappeared as quickly as, well, not quite as quickly as Quick Math. They disappeared very quickly, but fast, let's put it that way.
Yeah, let's see where this circle goes. It does normally have to stay close enough to the plane path. I think to some degree has to touch it, so you kind of imagine it will be somewhere. And this is quite north. This includes part of the military camp, which is very rare. We don't often see it up there.
DA are loving life. You know,
they should be.
DA circles in chat, ladies and gentlemen. DA circles in chat. I think so.
Stop encouraging DA fans. All right, it's all we get anyway. We need, you know, it's fine. I need to learn Turkish is what I need to learn, because then I'd understand more of chat. That's
I'm not sure you want to learn it just to understand chat, because then it might realise chat's
what
not
they're
nice.
actually saying. Yeah, no, you're right. Oh, no, it'd ruin the illusion. But yes, they have a wonderful position. Yes, there can be rotations further north. Normally, if you look at these kind of more the extremity circles, when they're not just centered up, it does become harder on rotation sometimes because the water's involved. So you don't often get so many avenues of approach. Whereas here, because that north side, you've got that big wide swing, you can use a lot of this circle to get in. So it shouldn't be too problematic, even for the teams on the outskirts. They can go on those wide approaches and get wherever they need to.
Tornado Energy. Sorry, Tornado Energy.
That's Tornado Energy.
It is. It is. I was looking across at Tempest though on the map, and then looked across at Tornado Energy, and it totally blew my mind. The two yellows combining. Tempest, they're a team that are under pressure, I would say now. We're trying hard, just a point behind them, and as I say, D8 now also 7 points behind them. They've kind of had the big first day. Not really anything since. You know, they obviously in that last game, they had this really nice play, pushing around the back of Northern Lights, and they kind of swung back on them. Didn't work out as they'd planned. Just a missed timing on the reload. And well, didn't miss timing, he ran out of bullets, so he had to reload. Caught Wookie Bookie out, even though he'd got the 2 down, and then really didn't have the support that he required. So it's going to be a tough rotate for them and GamerLegion. GamerLegion probably going to swing down south. Tempest may have to do the same. Everybody out on the far western side, I would say they're probably, you know, from Pozo, even Monte Nuevo boys and Trainard, they might look to a northern swing.
Yeah.
Just to try and get up to sort of Tor Armada, based on the plane path, obviously Cruz del Val, that sort of area. Everything's free up there at the moment. Central positions, it's tough. This circle is pretty tough for central spots. It's very hilly. A lot of ridges, and I was about to say where they can go. You know, you can see ghostar's already got that main compound secured at the moment. We'll see whether Unity beat the rest of his team to the punch, or whether they get a little bit greedy. Rustanmar also with ENCE. Yeah, I think he's going for the next one along, right, which is the dead center one. Yes, he is.
Just trying to make note of those current standings to some degree. I'm not too worried about ENCE and 7 for now. I don't think anyone's particularly pressured them too much. It's that Tempest, Trainhard, DA scenario for now that's really catching my eye, because Trainhard is on the grind. I actually like this, to see a team come out and be this explosive and be that kind of willing to fight. They're not just playing for passive placements. It's been actually quite fun to watch. So I think it's a really interesting style battle between them and DA, who are one of those teams who goes for those more centralized, send it very late game and just try and get position. So quite a unique little battle going on there.
Are we surprised to see Unity possibly involved in this first engagement again? It's amazing. It's amazing that they've actually got 90 points, because you know it is a large portion of their points are on kills. That creates out in the fields.
Yep. Don't
know whether Quick Math will divert to get this. They're the nearest to it right now. It does look like there is going to be a diversion towards it, so someone is going to get themselves an arm in their bag. ELGIGANTEN, you can see 93 points for them. They're also hot on the heels of Digital Athletics after their victory a moment ago. But DA, they were the team in the center of the circle from the off. This is where they drop down, and they are fighting for position.
Yep, let's see if they can maintain it. My eyes are going to be drilled towards DA this round, keeping tabs on how they approach their... that car is looking so bad. Morpheus is just holding on. Yeah, DA are on the cusp of getting themselves within that top 4. So, in your mind in this game, watch out for Trainhard and DA. Maybe ELGIGANTEN too, if they have a big game. That could shake things up, and then Tempest obviously gets brought into the matter as well. So they are kind of big players in this. They're the ones who could shake things up.
Now we're looking at an example as the bike of Compot we can hear heading off in the distance. PG18 repositioning. Talking about rotations, GamerLegion they're going way around south. Los Leones and the Jokers, as expected, are going deep in the northern side. While Tornado Energy from Pozo did just go pretty much Route 1, straight across from Pozo, as west to east as quick as you can. Train Hard, though, they are on a really big rotate. They've gone down Valle del Mar. They're continuing around the far south coast. Now, interestingly enough, if they continue on the trajectory, I think they're going to turn up the road towards Los Leones. They are. They're going to be trailing in behind GamerLegion now. Whether GamerLegion catch wind of that, they may think of trying to collect some points off Train Hard here.
I don't know if they'll get vision on them. I'm wondering.
No, I don't think so.
We'll see.
They're quite far apart.
Split. Yeah, so we'll see who gets vision on whom. And there's ENCE, currently looking pretty solid in this, in first position. They did just about everything. This is a somewhat good compound for them. They, again, do loot somewhat near to this area, so they do get quite a good pick. They can always wander into wherever they want. That first game a little lackluster. It felt like their adjustments were pretty poor. Trying to catch one of the ELGIGANTEN boys on rotation. And actually going to make him a little stuck. Joined by his buddy, though. Maybe they can get some fire back. Big tag there. ToWzErA now can no longer make that peek until he gets the heal off. Smoke goes in, buys him a bit of time. Ample space between him and the vehicle just to ensure that it doesn't explode and take him down as well. But this might slow down ELGIGANTEN slightly, and it's definitely caught them attention from Airstation Mike.
Absolutely. Giganten well up there in the points. They will not want to be losing people early on here in the first phase. Digital Athletics getting pressured by last crew from the hillside. Not too sure this is a fight you want to be taking. Skill's going to back away from that one. Not really in the right spot. GamerLegion now. Okay, here we go. Have they spotted him? GamerLegion have stopped. I think they were just trading meds. I think Fexx was just trading meds or changing car. But now fEJK is right behind them.
Yeah, they're getting very close by in the south. This is just below Impala, so they're about to breach into the circle.
He's on his own. He's well away from his team.
Yeah, he's way ahead from the others, so he needs to be a little bit careful. As much, I think they've just spotted him now. I'm seeing some of the players jumping around the vehicles, so I think they might have noticed. I'm not 100% sure. It's still quite a distance, and GamerLegion should be thinking about their own plan as well.
He'd stopped and scouted it. He wasn't entering into it. Here come the rest of Train Hard. They are a long way out. They're deep south of Los Leones still at the moment, well out in the blue. So it's going to be med picking as they go, as we see where this next circle will align itself. Trying to think back and where we've had circles in the past. Obviously, think where ENCE's compound, that has been a finishing point. I think it was GLLC, the Grand Slam, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, went in that around that junkyard. It was that reversing weird tactic they used.
I like DA's position on this though.
Definitely.
It's again, this is one of those polarizing ones. What? Where was that nade?
He banked it off the back
of
the
building or something? Okay, well this should be sweep time for them. If I'm the Jokers, I've realized what I've done. Let me get in there. Buster's still alive, but barely gets spotted, and it should be go time for the Jokers. Buster, he can't get a revive now. He has to be on red alert, has to deal with one. Big pickup for Buster, but out in the open, he gets found and dispatched of. And still, a valiant attempt there to keep things clean for the Jokers, and they should be able to get that revive. ENCE on the move. Moving, where are they going to go? Maybe, yeah, keep in mind, Azhar's in a bit of a basin. You have the surrounding hillside. It's in a little bit of a low ground defilade, so you don't want to be caught in there, really. It's not prime territory. It's hard to move away from late circle. So positions like DA has, for example, is very good. Unity's very nice. So we'll see where it goes here. Again, that road, very polarizing. It splits just south of El Azhar. So north or south is your gamble pick now.
Yeah, this is phase 2 is just making all of these teams pick their finishing point in this entire matchup. This is a straight 50-50 for the IGL. Discussions within the teams of like, what's the best spot? I don't know. And maybe some indecision or maybe counter arguments of whether they go north or south. GamerLegion obviously having to make that decision right now. They're all on the south side. Train Hard coming alongside, parallel with them almost now, out on the far western, eastern side of the road, working their way in towards Azhar. Meanwhile, in the north, well, it's CIS teams, both Jokers and Tornado Energy. Somewhat surprised to see 7 go down so quick and early. Yeah. Does put everyone else on notice in the lobby, though, when you see the second-place team going down so quick early on.
Yeah, it creates room. It creates space. Could definitely allow a little bit of something to happen. Trainhard approaching on the east now. They're still very near towards GamerLegion. Those two are going to be going past each other. This is IG and Tempus, but Zampi catching off Wookie Bookie. This is another team who's looking towards the top as Tempus were at 106 points here. Trainhard were just behind them on 105. So if Tempus have issues this game, we could be seeing them potentially losing out on a spot here.
Yeah, points were gained by Inside Games yesterday. They stepped it up a little bit, while obviously ENCE was the focus of the day. Inside Games had some pretty good performances overall. Fexx on the scout for GamerLegion. Just having a look down at Al-Azhar, see if anybody's in it up in the peaks here. That compound is free, so we might see the rest of GamerLegion going towards it. Airstation, Mike, they chose to stick on the south side, and you can see obviously down with Inside Games, so a bit of clash between them. Just having a little look around the compound. We were talking about it the other day, how they were passive in their compound, but this time it's good to see them looking over the brow of that hill, being aggressive. ToWzErA's also, if you notice for Airstation, Mike, give them an out. So there are 3-1 splits at the moment. He's in the compound on the road side, so it does give them that little opportunity to pull away if they need to.
Yeah, that's a nice little bit of kind of forethought towards maybe the next circle, as this can be very polarizing, as we highlighted, north and south. ENCE opting for the west side of Azahar. It's hard to hold, but maybe they're feeling it could go this way, and it does give them a step towards that hillside if needed, but it's still really hard to play with. Trainhard out and about, south side. Right, here we go. So if you're ToWzErA, might be time to move back to the boys. God. But this means Jokers, Tornado Energy, Quick Maths, ELGIGANTEN will probably want to move up as well. They're all going to look south. Junkyard becomes playable again. There's still a couple of compounds on the southern side open and ready for any sort of action here, as Unity in that 2-2 might need to be careful, because a lot of teams might start heading down that way, as Northern Lights already engaged towards Quick Math.
We'll see who comes out best. You know what, ENCE obviously realized that their rotation route was relatively easy when they came around that far eastern side, so they're just going to sort of head back to the edge side of Al-Azhar. GamerLegion, as you mentioned, just undoing what they did. They were sort of questioning it, Trainhard doing the same. Tempus, they have a really interesting split. We were talking about the whole pendulum effect before, that they once they know they've got the whole of the edge covered off. They're still at Minas Generales with bjorN. Klibs decided to go north and actually just spun out, so I didn't see what the hell popped his tire, but either way, I think it was Quick Math that maybe popped his tire. Unity, though, they've engaged on this hillside with Last Crew, who've not had a good tournament.
No, they've been a little bit bullied here. miikaz out in the open, going to get punished for that sort of mistake on the play to try and run around there. Just going to be caught off pretty handedly, but I imagine ENCE could recover that. Not him, but the situation. They hold the other side of the road.
Oof, well, Digital Athletics gaining the points once again. Jokers just feeding them to them. 2 down. DeBoom's going to get in the car and get the hell out of there. Set was the other side of the hill, so they are disengaging quickly. Digital Athletics chose to stay in their compounds on the hillside, so we may be seeing a Phase 4 send it from D8 in a moment, but wait until that circle continues to collapse.
Yeah, where are they going to send it to here? I feel I'm a bit worried.
They always
for
know
D8.
a ditch.
You're right. You are right. SIXMO does always seem to know where to go in these, but it's because there's so many teams here, and that crossing that road, everyone's going to see you on the way up, so it's not easy for you to get up the other side of the hill. So I would be very interested to see where they take it from now on. Looking towards Tempus and Trainhard. They're the ones in front of DA right now. Trainhard about to get a bit of a fight with Tempus. At least Hanny down towards the south. He's on his own. The rest of Tempus have yet to really make it in. They're on the outskirts here. Excuse me, no. It's the rest of Tornado Energy who are actually in a 2-2 split on the outskirts here.
Northern Lights car.
Jeez.
Both tires gone on the left-hand side, just hanging out the window as well. Just like, come on, we can make it, we can make it. We'll see whether Tempus can make it with that 2-1 split of theirs. Klib and bjorN trying to keep Tornado Energy at bay. Hanny is way down south of Junkyard. He's that far away from these guys. There's no way to support each other. Everyone's just giving themselves an option to crawl in. GamerLegion are slowly edging into a more centralized position, aren't they? They've got that compound down low. Where are we going to go, though? It goes down to GamerLegion's compound. Is this their day? Who knows? They've got a lot of work to do, but that whole western area is going to be a grinder.
Yeah, it is. Let's see the escape route from Airstation Mike. They're the ones who get to move there first with IG. They can set up and clash, but they want to catch all of the people further out. That's their plan. Northern Lights catch off one of the Tornado Energy boys as they try and take the fight towards Tempest. Tempest have held them back long enough that all the other third parties are getting very interested in those points.
Airstation Mike just going to go to the hill. Remember, they were playing around that ridge line before, so they know it's secure, so it's already given them that position. Hugstar and Jazza goes out there to secure it. Quick math, a little slow on the movement. If they don't move soon, OK Bro's going to come up the hillside and catch them all napping. Tornado Energy trying to do just that. That flame actually acting as almost a smoke to protect his position around the side. Compot, an example, trying to work it in onto Hyotan.
Yeah, that nade, if it goes through, could be pretty scary. Doesn't do it. Now let's keep eyes on Northern Lights because they are still pressuring Quick Math, or at least they're very close by to them. Nade from afar. Insolenso.
They're oblivious.
By,
there we
but
go.
it is OK Bro. Does the strike towards Jupesick. Can he get the follow-up nade? Yes, but he needs to find a bit of a better angle here because they're going to push him, and that's a trade. Surely that's a trade. How is he still alive? And no support from his teammates yet. They're still too far away, but he's doing some good work here. Ensolenso
is going to take fake apart. Oh, did he drop down? You made a mess of that one, Ensolenso, but the rest of your team are also in trouble. The whole Northern Lights is collapsing back on Quick Math as well. Back down in that western engagement as Perfect comes into support.
This could be the perfect nade too. Buys a bit of time, going to keep
get
the points
bounce
building.
as well.
Yep. DA ascending around the eastern side of El Azahar. They're going to be going towards the Jokers and Train Hard. They're going to be going for the same thing. Quick Math gets the cross and gets Perfect down deep with the smoke to try and cover off his teammate. But this is brutal. This is very, very sloppy here on the northwestern side because no one's really able to move yet.
Yeah, Ensolenso. I don't really know what Quick Math were doing there. I mean, if Ensolenso's choosing to go for the engagement onto Airstation Mike, why are the rest of the team not there backing him up? However, Digger, we saw him popping off yesterday. He has got Spyro down. We saw Perfect was pretty low. Meanwhile, back on the hillside, Tempest are gone again. Another early exit for them. That's pressure.
Yeah, because now Train Hard 105, DA 99 points. So either of those two teams now have a big game. They've jumped up, and DA have 4 alive sitting in the northeastern side. And where are Train Hard? The south side. So both quite nice positions. Quick Math still trying to hold on with Ensolenso, but he's just doing damage now towards Northern Lights. Going to get a bit of revenge, as the Jokers have definitely seen this, or at least the Boom has. But it's just him and Set. Do they want to go for this? We've got to be careful, DA. There's people watching this now.
Yeah, they want to wait until he's going as slow as possible, and instantly replied, it's orange from across the valley. Takes him down. Ensolenso was picked off by Airstation Mike as well. Up on the hillside, we also have Unity and ELGIGANTEN very close. Tornado Energy pushing in onto Airstation Mike. Compot with the Olm, looking for a target.
Train Hard just engaged towards the Jokers for a second or two there, trying to get some shots in, and that would have actually helped out DA if they'd known the situation. Would they have gone for it still? Regardless, Unity
straight to the hit. That looked like it's a good nade from Quizzy.
Didn't look too bad. Maybe ticked a little too short.
Cheeky no look.
Just the fadeaway.
That's it.
Oh, this is game time. This is fun. We might have Train Hard and DA actually clash on this, because look how many teams are in the way. There's still 13 teams alive in this circle. People are playing late game now. Everyone's being so careful, so cautious. And GamerLegion right in the middle. PG-18 still alive, looking good with the compound. This is a hard game. If you're on low ground now, working uphill, everyone is going to be looking at you.
Last time we had this circle, FaZe won it from the hillside position, almost where ELGIGANTEN are. They sort of came down the hills and swept aside. That was in Phase 1 again. I keep on harping on about this one, but I recognize the circles as we go. Liquid were down south and got absolutely obliterated. They were almost in the same position as Train Hard, and they had to make this horrible run across, just like Deep's trying to do there, straight past ENCE.
Yeah, Train Hard about to come across Set. See who comes out the victor of that one. That's Zampeak, with the rest of IG locked out in the south against PG-18, but they're not going to be forced to fight just yet. But that's a big loss here from way out in the blue. You don't expect that sort of shot to come at you. I can't blame ENCE for probably being caught off by that at this point in the game. But while this all happened, Unity are posturing for this. Tornado Energy are going on the push, seeing weakness in Airstation Mike right now as fEJK is already down, having to get himself healed up.
Train Hard on the south rotate. It's going to bring them in towards inside games. They're trying to swing around. GamerLegion see them moving. Now the shots coming out from them gives the warning signs to Digital Athletics, who are looking to move into the same valley that GL will hold right now. Meanwhile, Jazza looking for Tornado Energy. They've been engaged in this battle for so long with Tornado Energy. Going to get the flank around, but Compot finds the head. Now back over towards Unity and ENCE. They're clashing up on the northern side of the circle. Airstation Mike will get obliterated. We saw Compot popping off there, and he absolutely made it work.
Orange doesn't even have a scope on
DA
his gun.
crashing.
Yeah, DA going right towards GamerLegion. This is a huge move from them. Are GamerLegion ready? No, Maccandark's gone down. A beautiful death. Mitraleius combining, taking him down, flushing him. But there is a trade. That's from afar. That's set. Coming in with the car 98 is Hamster. Holds the stairs. Pushes back Mitraleius. That was a little bit lackluster for me from Mitraleius there to go for this. And now SIXMO gets flushed as well. They're losing out on players. And this is a massive chance for them.
ENCE got eliminated as well by Unity. They've now turned their attention towards ELGIGANTEN on the northern side. Remember, these teams, they're all very close. They're all 90-plus point markers. They're all chasing down that top spot where Temper's already falling out fast. Trainhard's still alive down south, so they're keeping their positional place chances available to them as Anuktiv just about fades away from the headshot from KnorkiS.
Yeah, very close though. PG-18 here, or should I say the Wanderer down there, doing what he can, and Set is being a real nuisance to just about everybody with that car 98.
So GamerLegion have 3 alive in that house, right? And they've got hamsters in the same compound as ABeautflDeath. Mert's sort of outside it at the moment. ELGIGANTEN, that's got Unity dead to rights there. Marcelek, nice little push over the top there. Trainhard, oh no, Fexx has just ran over Solar. That's not what you need when you move in this phase.
Yeah, Phantom's going to be out on his own for a while
Mert!
now. Mert just knocked a beautiful death. Oh no. Oh no, not now, not at this time.
We may be seeing another clip of them arguing.
Someone get the camera on DA. Are they okay?
Inside Games on the move through the junkyard. PG-18 are there. Phantom has actually got ahead of them. How did he get in there? So he's gone into the little warehouse in the corner here.
He sent it from the other two. When they got knocked down just to the east of Junkyard, he was already in the car rotating. So the others are actually way behind him. KnorkiS is on out on the east, far east here. They actually could have a very good circle position. They get everyone in. That's a very good shot.
Get in there, Compot. You love to see it. You love it. Compot, 4th kill and counting for him. Tornado Energy. Is this their day to shine? They're on 92 points. Everybody's chasing up the table right now. They're all going to be bumping into that 100-point marker. It's not good news for GamerLegion because all the teams that are in that middle pack are having performances here.
Yeah, I'd love to see the current standings as they are because things are heating up. You have ELGIGANTEN still in this. You have Trainhard still in this lobby with the potential to get a good deal of points. That would be really exciting. Beyond that, though, the Wanderer is still trying to stay alive. He's going to be creeping this one, maybe forced into a fight by Solar if he gets spotted. But this is from way far off.
Good God,
Orange,
I can't even see him.
barely finding a peek. And
He's got the
shot.
headshot.
Oh, Solar, I feel for him. And he's the furthest back man, so he's not going to be recoverable now.
Jeez. Well, okay, so Solar's down. Phantom and Fexx, though, they're going to try and look to face off against Inside Games on the south side of the circle. GamerLegion, they're still very much on their own in the compound, but I think this circle is going to be pulling to the hills. I'd be surprised if it stays in and around that compound. We'll see, though. Inside Games. So, okay, Trainhard are going to fade away from this one a little bit.
They've got to hold this compound, though, the push out from it eventually. They've got the lower side of the hill, but the Wanderer could be such a nuisance to them. He was initially a problem for IG, but now with this angle, he might just try and get the flush on one of Trainhard, and that could be their game over here. He's going to work his way into the circle. He's just about in now, and now he gets deadly. Does he take the fight, or does he wait it out? Compot with 3 shots, already showing he's got prowess with this weapon. GamerLegion holding on for dear life. Managed to get past DA, even though DA kind of helped them out in that, intentional or not.
I'm just trying to think where this finished last time. I've seen 2 circles. One was up here with FaZe. One was down here, and I'm trying to think it was Team Liquid maybe. I'm trying to think of the positions of it before. We're having a look towards it at the moment. Kill stats on your screen. Some individual players really performing. It does go to the hills, okay. So, very much similar position. Now, I was talking about it. ELGIGANTEN were in the exact same position that FaZe were in, and they took the victory from there. Obviously, it's FaZe Clan, so it's very different. They can do some interesting things. And Melman has found Morpheus. That could start it off. Tornado Energy, will they try and push on that?
Yeah, it's such a hard one, isn't it? It's like, if we push, does everyone else see us? It's not just us and them. There's 7 teams. There's 17 players. I'd love to see the current standings to see who's still in this one with a chance of maybe jumping a spot here. Fexx and...
Oh, no, they didn't get the point. They didn't get the point.
Oh, my word. That is really upsetting. And now this is the problem for Trainhard. There's the push out. seniks got the off angle. That's why you wanted Solar there. He got knocked from afar. Not his fault, really. But it's cost so many of the angles
Phantom's
that
still there.
maybe Trainhard could have done something with Phantom. He's got to go big here for his side.
Compot has Orange. Sort of pinned dead to rights, waiting for them to move. Phantom goes for it, gets himself one. Can he get the flush? Tries to look for the second. Oh, he got the headshot, took the helmet, but couldn't get the kill. You gotta feel for him. Almost made it count for that. Inside game with, oh, the Orm lands again. It gets KnorkiS headshot down this time. Compot's popping off.
He is. He can't get the flush on it yet, but he's certainly going to cost a fair bit of time for those readjustments, considering the Blues could be moving pretty soon right towards them. And there goes Trainhard in 6th. Still looking at the kill stats, they're pretty irrelevant right now, as this would be fun to see the standings. Don't think you're going to make it out of the blue there. That's a flush as well. Oh, no, that's going to be a lot of points for Tornado Energy here. 8 kills already. That's a great deal. That
puts them in the 100 club already, despite placements, because there are 92 points at the start of this game. So Tornado Energy on a charge here. And you've got to be looking towards those points, those teams that went down, the Tempest that dropped off early. That's another one confirmed for Melman there as Ostrolovac falls down. 9 kills and counting. Tornado Energy. It's a 3v3v3 with one solo man from Unity here. GamerLegion, they are down on the low ground, and this is not good for them.
ELGIGANTEN need this win too. That could really push them up, maybe above DA, towards Trainhard. Start looking at that top 4 like it's a realistic possibility for them. This game would be the springboard. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the game. If they win it, maybe get a couple more kills to boot, that's a really good start for the rest of the day. However, it's not plain sailing. It's not easy. You have Tornado Energy on one side who can be forced to fight, but you're hoping for their sake, GamerLegion focus their fire towards them. Orange, though, could always be the knife in the back.
The circle goes towards Gigantin in this top northern hillside, as expected. And Orange on that little ditch ridgeline. Fexx trying to find the head of Compot. Compot, he must have about 1 bullet left, I think, in that Orm. That's about all.
Yeah, I think it was down to 3 last time I saw, and that was maybe before a kill, so definitely down to little.
GamerLegion want to collect everything. They've only got 2 kills, so they need
all
the points they can. One shot, one dream. Doesn't work out for him. Back to the Scar, and now you got to make a move.
Yeah, let's see if there is a way in. I think he was hoping for that shot to maybe allow that cross to happen, and now he feels he's very open, and he is going to send it in the car and hope for the best. The rest of Tornado Energy needs to do the same. GamerLegion take the points towards Compot. This is a bit of a, supermarket sweep of points at this point. Put them all in the car and get out of it. Fexx there under fire as well, though. It's not without reply.
No, he managed to get a bit of spray down on him there. Melman returning it. Took Fexx pretty low, but it's down for Tornado Energy. They have to move down this hillside, and that's what GamerLegion are waiting for. The cover fire from Example is good. It gives Melman almost the chance to run down. bjorN finds him. It's ghostar that gets the kill secured, though. And that's an important point that GamerLegion needed. But it's going to be ELGIGANTEN. Don't forget, they're chasing that top. They started out with 93 points. So they themselves have got a bunch of kills as well. If GamerLegion are going to make a charge to join this chasing pack effectively, it is all even at the moment. Another, 15 points here would absolutely help them out after the 13 I think they got in the last match.
I'm pretty sure GamerLegion are working out there's a snake up, I think, just because they might be able to scout ELGIGANTEN well enough to only ever see 3, so they might be considering, well, where's that final man? We're only 3 as well.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much information both these teams have in that regard. Do they know fully that both of the other big squads are up with 3, or if they know that Orange is there? Orange can still be such a pain. Look at the angle he could potentially have on either side.
Severe lack of helmets on ELGIGANTEN, based on the fact that most of them have been facing off against that Orm. Here comes Orange, creeping his way in. bjorN's moved to the center point, but it is down low. So he's going to be looking up. They've got a couple of nades because they've been sat in their compound the entire time. ghostar's got one as well.
Yeah, let's look at the bigger situation. There it is. Nade comes out, KnorkiS goes down. He was the kind of, I guess, mirrored man to bjorN. He was the closest one to the center for ELGIGANTEN. Fights now on as
MOORPHEUS took a bit of a hit from that last one. They're going to throw it out. That next nade's coming towards them as well. Orange maybe just fading away from this one. Orange gets caught. ghostar will steal it away. 6 kills and counting for Giganten. They see Hamster at the tree, but it's Fexx and bjorN that are pushing up close. Is this their chance, or will Giganten storm into the top 4 with a win here?
It feels unlikely. They have so little utility. You said it, no helmets. Surely GamerLegion have this in the bag. This is one of those against the odds.
The molly.
He's got 4 mollies. ghostar, put him down. Set this floor on fire. Fexx holds the center point. They are desperate for this one, GamerLegion, clutching at straws. bjorN, how are you not burning, bjorN? Might have to finally move back here as ELGIGANTEN slowly but surely try and work in. bjorN with a big shot towards MOORPHEUS, leaving ghostar in a 1v3.
One more man, ghostar, GamerLegion, the dream is on, and they managed to make it count. It is only a 6-kill game, but it's another 16 points for GamerLegion. Wow. If they'd have picked up the win against DA, that would have been back-to-back victories. They went down to a 1-on-1 in that matchup. Is this their day? Is this their day? Miramar is ordinarily their worst map. They are normally terrible on it. They now have to turn it, obviously, to Sanhok and see if they can continue on their charge. That's going to put them on what? It's still only 80-odd points. They're still chasing the 100-plus point teams. And now there's going to be about 7 of those, all with 100-plus points. Incredible stuff.
Absolutely. I think Paul's ready. I think that's enough from us. And I'd love to hear from GamerLegion. bjorN's down there. Let's hear from them.
Indeed, yes, down with bjorN and the boys from GamerLegion. First of all, that's 2 in a row. A great start today, because second in the first game with 7 kills, and then another 6 kills. I think 6 kills in this one, and a win. Vital today. You started in 15th. Most people have written you off already. They've already said there's no way you can get back into PEL. This has given you a chance, hasn't it?
Yeah, we just went into this day like we don't really care. We're just gonna go out there and show them that we can play, and also we play more loose now because we felt like we lost it a little bit the last couple of days, and now we feel like we're comfortable and we can play to our advantages and stuff.
Was it tough coming into this competition? Having, I don't think you'd necessarily play badly during the regular season, but you finished in the bottom 4, but not by much. There wasn't, maybe a few games went the wrong way and it could have gone a different way, and you'd have not even been here today. Was that hard mentally to cope with?
For sure, we were all down after that. I also think it's a part of our downtime now, because we were 6 points off not going into the relegation, and of course it's going to be hard on you.
And in terms of the rest of the day, three rounds left now, and just carry on playing loose now, because it seems to be working really well.
Yeah, we got to keep going. We are going for the top 4 spot. We have to at this point.
All right, well, best of luck for all of you, GamerLegion. Well, they've given themselves a chance, haven't they? With a second in round 1 today and a win in round number 2.
Red Eye's 100% correct. They have given themselves a chance. And in fact, the top 4 finishers in that game have they've messed up the standings for us a little bit, and it's wide open once again.
Not just a little bit. I mean, before this game, ELGIGANTEN had 93 points, Tornado had 92, and Unity had 90. All of those 3 teams wanted to win this game badly, but then GamerLegion shows up and just takes it away from them.
And before this, 13 points for them. So, if they continue this, we said it before this game, they need to have 15 points every game to make this. And now 16 points, 3 more games with a plus 10 points. Maybe one of them have better than that, and they'll actually make it back in. On the other side, Tempus, Trainhard, these guys are struggling a little bit. If they don't maintain up and get a really good game here, they're going to get caught up into.
Is this coming down to for me, it's coming down to the last match.
Oh, definitely it's going to go down to the last match.
It's going to be exciting. It's going to come down.
So close right now between so many teams in the top. They're fighting for the 2 last spots, more or less, for PEL.
Very passive play again, except at the end there, Tornado Energy speeding it up a bit and dictating a more aggressive pace. But for the most part, we're still playing that. Let's just wait and see where everyone's going. Is that going to happen on Sanhok?
No, on Sanhok it's probably going to be a little bit different, because it's not as viable to do that on Sanhok. Now, if it keeps on happening on Sanhok as well, it's going to be insane. It's going to be so much third party. But once again, we saw GamerLegion going to the center. They didn't have much to do down in the compound. They couldn't spot anyone once again. But then DA shows up. And that was a big mistake, actually. That could have cost them the game when DA crashed the compound. They shouldn't even have been able to get that far into the compound, even into the house.
No, but I respect the DA full send, honestly. It was a great house to go into. You can see GamerLegion obviously won from here. If they managed to do it a bit, if they executed a bit better, they might have been able to take it from them. They rushed inside. They actually had time to stay outside. Nade in, Molotov in, and completely flushed them out, but they were a bit too panicky, I feel like, on the execution.
GamerLegion 16 points, Tornado Energy with 13 points, ELGIGANTEN 12 and Unity 12. That's huge numbers for those teams, because they are trying to get up there, and I mean, right now they caught up to Tempus and Trainhard.
When you take a look over the last 3 days and today, those top 8 positions are changing up every single game. Do you think it speaks to the hunger of all these teams who want the PEL spots?
It speaks a little bit on how inconsistent all the teams are, I'd say, because none of them are actually taking the control and playing very good. all of them are making major mistakes in one game, but then they come back in the next game, and it just goes back and forth like that.
When you say that though, the prize is a spot in PEL. If you're making those mistakes in promos week, are you going to cope when you move up against the likes of FaZe, TSM, Liquid?
Well, it's totally different once you get into PEL. You got a lot more games to play. The pressure is not as high. And I mean, at the same time, you also have all the other teams that will be doing some other stuff. It's going to be more calculated stuff in PEL than here.
So for now, the pressure's on to obviously finish in those top spots. When you take a look, I've asked you this before, I'm going to ask you again. How do you think, looking at what you saw today, who do you think is going to be in the top 4?
Well, right now there's 6 teams within 7 points from 3rd down to 8th, I believe it is, with ToWzErA, yeah. So it's going to be spicy. As you see here, the total standings right now with updated from last game. Trainhard, 109, all the way down to ToWzErA, 102. Guys, 7 points.
Between 3 and 8, how do you change? If you're one of the teams in that group now, how do you make the difference to guarantee that you can get into the Final 4?
Well, Sonic is a kind of a joker map. So if you manage to get a really early rotation, get into a great spot from there, and you manage to get some kills there, you set yourself up. Because Wrangle is where you make it or break it. It's literally the map the most hours all these players have on. They're going to have the most knowledge. So if you can set yourself up in Sanok, get a decent game, get you some of the momentum going, or even as GamerLegion, if they manage to get a great game again with 15 plus points, they're also into the congestion of taking one of those spots. Timbers right now it looks like to be in a slight downfall. They've been struggling a lot. They haven't had their greatest game so far. They need to step up. We need to see a game from them on Sanok like we saw on day 1.
We saw a lot of the teams on Sanok actually going like magnets towards the compounds or the houses, which has been unusual, I'd say. Normally you would see the opposite. You would try to stay away from the compounds because that's usually where a team resides and you don't want to go there when they have all the cover in the world to work with. But we see multiple teams going to the same compounds, and that's a lot of teams losing out on players because of that. On the same time, you want to go kind of more towards center and super aggressive in this last Sanok game here. This is the way you can make a lot of kills and a lot of points.
Quick yes or no, those last few teams sitting on the bottom spots, is it done? Do they need to contend themselves with contenders?
Well, Last Crew is on half the points of 8th place right now. So, and they're last. So, fitting name again, all those jokes, but they're out of it. Airstation Mike, they need to have 3 15 kill games. I wouldn't count anyone out yet. We've seen some insane stuff with Knights, saw with ENCE as well. It's possible to get 3 games in a row with amazing frags, so it's possible, but I would say the bottom 8 right now is, or the bottom 6 at least is 100% counted out on my part at least.
I mean, GamerLegion is showing us what we wanted to see them in the previous days. Yesterday, for example, they only got themselves 6 points. And we saw them in the first game today, they had 13 points. The previous game here, 16 points. If they can keep this up and getting themselves 13 or more points per game here, they might actually be able to make it.
Yeah, they need to get 15 per game to get up to 130, where the kind of lowest threshold would be. If they manage to do that, that would be insane.
They keep up this performance, they could very well do it. The pressure is now on, 3 games left to go. It's very serious here in the arena. So we need to lighten the mood a little bit. Why don't we play a little bit more of This Is Not a Drill? Quick Math is up in